Hi, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Buckeye Brainiacs Bowl, brought to you by Owens Community College. I'm Mason Lowry, and in the interest of full disclosure, I am an alumni of one of the high schools participating in this match. No, I won't tell you which one. I guess that's partial disclosure, not full disclosure. At any rate, Oak Harbor and Eastwood, two Northern Buckeye Conference rivals, are our teams today. Welcome and good luck. And before we dive into the buzz-in round, let's let these kids introduce themselves.
Hannah Hartigan, Junior.
Calissa Daring, Senior.
Logan Greener, Freshman.
Bree Johnston, Senior.
Zoe Craddock, Sophomore.
Jack McGowan, Freshman.
Alex Haney, Senior.
Brendan Delaney, Freshman.
Caitlin Ford, Junior.
Scott McKenzie, Freshman.
Welcome to the buzz-in round.
In the buzz-in round, both teams will have their buzzers in hand. Teams buzzing in and answering correctly will receive 10 points. If they answer incorrectly, they will lose 10 points. Good luck.
And as always, the buzz-in round is brought to you by Unison Health and the Mental Health Board of Lucas County. You guys ready for this?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
All right. That's what I like to hear. 3 minutes on the clock. Hands on buzzers, please. And your time begins now. Name the U.S. state whose flagship university is in its northern city of Moscow. Looking for Idaho. What loser of the Battle of Actium and wife of Mark Antony was the last queen of Egypt? Eastwood.
Cleopatra.
Cleopatra is correct. Amanda Gorman's poem, The Hill We Climb, was read at what event in 2021 for Joe Biden? Eastwood.
Inauguration.
Correct. What video game attributes include electric for Pikachu? Eastwood.
Electric.
Sorry, we're just looking for types in general. That's his type. Mixing one of these compounds with antimony pentafluoride creates a super type of them. They're acids. What leader encouraged the 100 Flowers campaign before enacting an anti-rightist political purge in his country? Looking for Mao Zedong. What African country's film industry is known as Nollywood? Eastwood.
Nigeria.
Say again?
Nigeria.
Correct. The transcendentalist Ralph Waldo Emerson wrote many of what argumentative works that might have 5 paragraphs and a thesis? Oak Harbor.
Essay.
Essay is correct. What systems are studied by scholars like Noam Chomsky and are governed by grammars? They're languages. Which state contains a large population of Amish people in Lancaster County? Oak Harbor.
Ohio.
Incorrect. It's Pennsylvania. What country was ruled by the Duvalier family and whose namesake revolution was led by Toussaint Louverture?
France. France.
Incorrect. It's Haiti. What molecule's concentration is measured in Dobson units, can be depleted by chlorofluorocarbons, has the formula O3, and comprises a namesake layer in the stratosphere that blocks UV rays? Oak Harbor.
Ozone.
Correct. In what Arabian country did the Lusail Stadium host the 2022 FIFA World Cup final? Eastwood.
Qatar.
Qatar is correct. Name these objects which Amir flies and Hassan is a runner of in a novel by Khaled Hosseini. They are kites. What president is featured holding an American flag in Washington crossing the Delaware and names a doctrine about European influence in the Western Hemisphere? Eastwood.
Washington.
Incorrect. James Monroe. Time is up. And, well, you take the good with the bad sometimes in the buzz-in round, don't you? And both teams right now, Oak Harbor and Eastwood, sitting on 10 points each. I have a feeling those scores are going to climb awfully high over the course of the rest of the half hour. We'll be right back for the next round on Brainiacs Bowl.
Young people who participate in meaningful activities are less likely to use drugs or alcohol. Your time, your choice. Learn more at unisonhealth.org.
Are you looking for a life-changing opportunity? Check out Owens Community College, the powerhouse choice for your higher education. Owens offers more than 160 innovative programs, including the region's #1 nursing program and the nation's only accredited MRI associate degree. And Owens has so much more: technical and performing arts, culinary arts, skilled trades, and public safety. Get started today. Learn how Owens will impact your life. Apply today. Your success starts here.
Young people who participate in meaningful activities are less likely to use drugs or alcohol. Your time, your choice. Learn more at unisonhealth.org.
Buckeye Brainiacs Bowl on BCSN is presented by Owens Community College. Your success starts here. Apply today at owens.edu. Welcome to the volley round. The volley round, the first question goes to the team with the lowest score. If they answer correctly, they are awarded 10 points, and the next question goes to the opposing team. If any team answers a question incorrectly, the opposing team gets a chance to answer that question and still receive their question. Good luck.
Time for the volley round now, and with Oak Harbor and Eastwood tied at 10, none of us had a coin, so we flipped Rich's car keys. They came up tails somehow, and Oak Harbor, you're going first in the volley round. And remember, Eastwood, you guys have to be listening carefully, because if they answer incorrectly, you may get a chance to steal, and vice versa. You guys ready?
Yeah.
We're going to say yes. There we go. Your 3 minutes begins now. During what decade did Lloyd Benson tell Dan Quayle, "You're no Jack Kennedy," during a vice presidential debate? Any guesses?
80s?
1980s is correct. Well done. Eastwood, the central group of what musical believes in the divine Heaviside layer where Grisabella is chosen to go after she sings Memory?
Alexander Hamilton?
Incorrect. Oak Harbor, you can steal. Need a guess, guys. Time. It's Cats. Oak Harbor, the people of what civilization worshipped gods like Huitzilopochtli with human sacrifice at sites like Tenochtitlan?
Aztec?
Aztecs is correct. Eastwood, what Shakespeare character is told to beware the Ides of March?
Julius Caesar.
Correct. Oak Harbor, at what man's namesake army hearings did Joseph Welch ask, "Have you no sense of decency"? Any guess? Sorry, out of time. Eastwood? Nothing? Fair enough. It's Joseph McCarthy. This is your question, Eastwood. Washington University is in what Midwestern city, which also contains the Gateway Arch?
St. Louis.
St. Louis.
St. Louis is correct. Oak Harbor, what artist's songs include Umbrella and Work?
Rihanna?
Rihanna is correct. Eastwood, what chief developer of the assembly line owned the company that produced the Model T?
Henry Ford.
Henry Ford is correct. Oak Harbor, what elements on the far right side of the periodic table include neon and helium?
Noble gases?
Noble gases is correct. Eastwood, Calvert Vaux and Frederick Law Olmsted designed what large urban park found in Manhattan?
Central Park.
Central Park is correct. Eastwood, beg pardon, Oak Harbor. What man's sins are transferred onto a Basil Hallward painted portrait of him in a novel by Oscar Wilde? Any guess? Eastwood? It's Dorian Gray. One proposed bill outlining what period of American history included an ironclad oath and opposed the 10% plan.
McCarthy trials?
Sorry. Oak Harbor? That's time. It was Reconstruction. Well, we were tied at the end of the buzzing round, and we're still tied. 50 apiece between Oak Harbor and Eastwood. Halfway through the show, we've got plenty more Quiz Bowl to come on Brainiacs Bowl here on BCSN.
Buckeye Brainiacs Bowl on BCSN is presented by Owens Community College. Your success starts here. Apply today at owens.edu.
When you've been hurt in a car accident, your life feels like it's frozen in time.
How long it stays that way depends on what you do next and who you call for help.
At Nuremberg, Paris, we've been fighting for the injured since 1928.
We're here to help you and your family break free from the burden of a serious injury.
After a car accident, don't say or sign anything. Call Nuremberg, Paris, your local injury lawyers, so we can help you move forward again. Nuremberg, Paris, fighting for the injured since 1928. 419-200-2300.
Champions aren't born. Champions are made. They're made early in the morning, and they're made late at night. Champions push harder, no matter the obstacle. To play like a champion, you need to train like a champion. Champions are made with the unparalleled expert advice and the best home fitness equipment on the planet at American Home Fitness. Push harder, play stronger, and become a champion. American Home Fitness. Let's get after it.
Young people who participate in meaningful activities are less likely to use drugs or alcohol. Your time, your choice. Learn more at unisonhealth.org.
Are you looking for a life-changing opportunity? Check out Owens Community College, the powerhouse choice for your higher education. Owens offers more than 160 innovative programs, including the region's #1 nursing program and the nation's only accredited MRI associate degree. And Owens has so much more: technical and performing arts, culinary arts, skilled trades, and public safety. Get started today. Learn how Owens will impact your life. Apply today. Your success starts here.
Young people who participate in meaningful activities are less likely to use drugs or alcohol. Your time, your choice. Learn more at unisonhealth.org.
Buckeye Brainiacs Bowl on BCSN is brought to you in part by Unison Health and the Mental Health and Recovery Services Board of Lucas County, reminding you that it's your time, your choice. Welcome to the Lightning Round. In the Lightning Round, each team gets 3 minutes to answer as many questions as possible. 10 points will be awarded for each correct answer. This round will begin with the team that has the lowest score. Good luck.
Welcome back to Brainiacs Bowl, and I'm told that so far this Quiz Bowl meet has felt a lot like the football game played between these two schools. They are tied, Oak Harbor and Eastwood, at 50 at the halfway point. We go now into the lightning round, and again, we flipped car keys. Don't ask during the break. Oak Harbor, you get to go first in the lightning round. Are you guys ready? Yes. I guess so. 3 minutes on the clock. Starting now, and good luck. Give me the title of the HBO talk show hosted by John Oliver. You can pass if you want to.
Pass.
It's Last Week Tonight. What is the process in which molecules move down a chemical gradient?
Pass.
Diffusion. Beignets are sold at what city's Café du Monde?
New Orleans.
You got it. Well done. What man lost a contingent election to Thomas Jefferson in 1800 and killed rival Alexander Hamilton in a duel? I can tell it's on the tip of your tongue.
Yeah.
Any guess?
Pass.
Aaron Burr. What prayer addressed to Our Father in Heaven did Jesus teach as the way to pray?
Pass.
It's the Lord's Prayer. Types of what works performed at the Dionysia include ones named for satyrs and usually feature a chorus?
Pass.
Would have accepted plays or dramas. This artist may have tried to eat yellow paint while at an asylum in Saint-Remy and heavily used the color yellow in his Sunflower series.
Pass.
Van Gogh. What process produces water and carbon dioxide as byproducts of a reaction between a fuel and oxidant?
Pass.
Combustion. What thinker who originated the Silver Rule wrote about filial piety and the 5 fundamental relationships in his Analects and was a Warring States-era Chinese philosopher?
Pass.
Confucius. The northwest of this state contains Going to the Sun Road in Glacier National Park.
Pass.
It's Montana. In 1993, a bomb in this structure that killed 6 people was planted by men including Ramzi Youssef.
Pass.
The World Trade Center. What painting by Johann Vermeer depicts a woman wearing the title jewelry piece?
Pass.
Girl with a pearl earring. And time is up. You ran into some really tough questions in that round, O'Carver. You only got 1 correct. And Eastwood, it's your time to shine. Now you've got a chance to open up some distance between yourselves and your NBC rivals. Are you ready? Off we go then. 3 minutes for Eastwood, beginning now. What element comprises Lugol's solution, is able to counteract goiters, and is thus often added to salt and has the atomic symbol I?
Iodine.
Iodine is correct. What dictator established killing fields while leading the Khmer Rouge in Cambodia?
Pass.
It's Pol Pot. Tell me which national park contains the colorful Morning Glory Pool?
Yosemite.
Yellowstone. Name the Major League Baseball team that first hit the first back-to-back home runs by father and son. That was Ken Griffey Jr. and Sr.
Blue Jays.
Seattle Mariners. What Frankish king and member of the Carolingian dynasty was crowned the first Holy Roman Emperor?
Charlemagne.
Charlemagne is correct. On what island did Kristen Visbal place her sculpture Fearless Girl near the bronze Charging Bull?
Pass.
The island was Manhattan. What poet of Mendingwall also described 2 diverging paths in The Road Not Taken?
Pass.
Robert Frost. What northern Italian city-state financed the Fourth Crusade and controlled much of the Adriatic Sea?
Sardinia.
Sorry, it's the most serene Republic of Venice. What painting by Edvard Munch features an open-mouthed man clutching his face and performing the title action? Say again?
Scream.
Correct. What city contains the headquarters of the Miller Brewing Company?
Pass.
Milwaukee. What sort of natural disaster does Noah survive by constructing an ark?
Flood.
A flood is correct. In what battle did Joshua Chamberlain lead the 20th Maine and defend Little Round Top?
Pass.
That was at Gettysburg. A version of these structures was completed at Promontory Point in Utah with a golden spike nailed by Leland Stanford.
Pass.
It's a railroad. What city is home to the annual World Barbecue Championship, the Bass Pro Shops Pyramid, and Elvis Presley's Graceland Mansion?
Milwaukee.
Memphis. A clarinet glissando opens what composer's Rhapsody in Blue?
Mozart.
Gershwin. Who defeated Charlie Crist in a 2022 election and signed his state's Don't Say Gay bill?
DeSantis.
Correct. In what novel does a character contract scarlet fever, forcing Marmee to travel home from Washington?
Oregon Trail.
Little Women. Jomo Kenyatta was the first president of what East African country?
Eritrea.
Kenya. What song from the 8 Mile soundtrack contains the lyric Mom's Spaghetti?
Lose
and was
yourself.
performed? There you go. Lose yourself. What country currently occupies the West Bank and is led from Jerusalem?
Israel.
Correct. Name this leader of the Titans whose wife Rhea gave birth to Hades, Zeus, and
Kronos.
Poseidon. Say again?
Kronos.
Correct. Time is up. Well, nice job, Eastwood.
If you know me, you know what I'm saying.
You've got a 130 to 60 lead over Oak Harbor, but don't worry, guys. The final challenge is still coming up. You can make up that ground real quick. We'll see if they can do it when we come back.
Buckeye Brainiacs Bowl on BCSN is presented by Owens Community College, home to Northwest Ohio's #1 nursing college.
Roll into Midas today for expert service on the best brands for your ride. Let our skilled techs help you save big so you can drive with confidence. Start tire shopping and request your appointment at Midas.com.
Our firm does right by our clients. The case that ended traffic cameras in Ohio started with one person calling us. She became our client, and we went all the way to the Supreme Court of Ohio and won. This made a difference for her. It made a difference for people like her. This is how we approach all of our cases. If you call us and we take your case, we want to win and make a difference. How can we help you?
Roll into Midas today for expert service on the best brands for your ride. Let our skilled techs help you save big so you can drive with confidence. Start tire shopping and request your appointment at Midas.com.
It's that magical time of year. The new models are here. Yep, the 2025s are at Dunn Chevy in Oregon. New body tracks and Trailblazer and the totally redesigned Equinox and Traverse are here and ready for you. The 2025 new Tahoe and Suburban are right around the corner. Chevy has the freshest lineup. 9 different SUVs, 4 different pickups, an electric Equinox, Blazer, and Silverado. We do have it all. Find yours at DunnChevy.com. Together, let's drive.
When you're injured in a car accident, handling all the pieces can be overwhelming. There are hospital bills, lost wages, let alone insurance companies, calling nonstop pressuring. When injured in an accident, you are not alone. We have the experience to handle all the pieces of your car accident, so you don't have to. Don't let the insurance companies take advantage of you. We're on your side.
We're attorneys with Gallon, Tackus, and Boysenall.
Call us. We can help.
Buckeye Brainiacs Bowl on BCSN is presented by Owens Community College, home to Northwest Ohio's #1 nursing college. This is the final challenge. Now it's time for the final challenge. Teams will once again have their buzzers in hand. Any team buzzing in with a correct answer will receive 10 points. If the team that buzzed in answers incorrectly, the opposing team gets a chance to answer that same question and gain 10 points. Good luck.
Well, time now for the final challenge, brought to you as always by Unison Health and the Mental Health Board of Lucas County. We've got Oak Harbor in a 70-point hole here, trailing 130 to 60 to Eastwood, but you've got 4 minutes to make up that ground. You guys ready?
Yeah. Sure.
Let's do it. Hands on buzzers, please. And good luck. Your time starts now. The word nevermore is repeatedly croaked by a bird in what author's poem, The Raven? Eastwood.
Edgar Allan Poe.
Poe is correct. In McDonald v. City of Chicago, which amendment is found to also be incorporated into the 14th Amendment? Eastwood.
The 26th Amendment.
Incorrect. Oak Harbor, you can steal.
15th.
Incorrect. The Second Amendment. Satchmo was the nickname of what jazz trumpeter? Eastwood.
Louis Armstrong.
You got it. Well done. The ignition of the controlled form of what energy source was achieved at Lawrence Livermore National Lab in 2022 through the use of lasers? Eastwood.
Nuclear.
Can you be more specific?
Thermonuclear.
Sorry, can't accept that. Oak Harbor, you can steal. No. Looking specifically for nuclear fusion. Fusion was what we needed there. What city in Southern California faced riots in 1992 after 4 police officers were acquitted for using excessive force while beating Rodney King? Eastwood.
San Francisco.
Incorrect. Oak Harbor?
Sacramento.
Sorry, it's Los Angeles. What Enlightenment philosopher proposed life, liberty, and property as natural rights?
John Locke.
John Locke is correct. What quantity can vary due to an applied stress in non-Newtonian fluids? Describe a fluid's resistance to changing its shape and is highest for thick liquids like molasses. Oak Harbor.
Viscosity.
Viscosity is correct. What British romantic poet of the collection Songs of Experience wrote The Tiger? That's Tiger with a Y. Any guesses? Looking for William Blake. In what country did a politician nicknamed the Iceberg Lady resign before a head of lettuce in a blonde wig wilted? Eastwood?
Margaret Thatcher.
Sorry, no. Looking for a country. Oak Harbor?
Oh.
Well, Eastwood had the right idea. It was the United Kingdom, and the politician was Liz Truss. Alfred Crosby used what person's name to describe an exchange of culture and commodities between the old and new worlds? That's time. Looking for Christopher Columbus. Chiron was one of what sort of half-man, half-horse creatures? Centaur is correct. 10 points for Eastwood. Name the Shakespearean tragedy about a king who struggles to divide his kingdom among his 3 daughters. Eastwood. Say again?
Macbeth.
No, sorry. Oak Harbor?
Hamlet.
No, it's King Lear. What quantity is conserved in elastic collisions is calculated using the formula 1/2 mv squared and is often called Eastwood?
Elasticity.
Sorry, in full, the question, what quantity is conserved in elastic collisions is calculated using the formula 1/2 mv squared and is often called the energy of motion?
Friction.
Looking for kinetic energy. A reclining nude lies on a bed in what artist's painting Olympia? That's time. The answer was Manet. And, well, Eastwood, you hung on. 160 to 80 over Oak Harbor. Well done. The questions were really, really tough all day, but you managed to pull it out. Congratulations to you guys. You will be back later on this season. And Oak Harbor, like I said, sometimes the questions are just really, really tough. But best of luck the rest of your season at Eastwood. We'll see you again soon. That'll do it for another edition of Buckeye Brainiacs Ball, brought to you by Owens Community College. We'll see you next time.